Chosen one, open your eyes right now. Today, the heavens are shaking, and the gates of the spirit realm have swung wide open to reveal what you can no longer ignore. This is not a gentle comfort or a random line of text you stumbled across. This is the appointed hour of truth for you. Heaven has marked this day to tear through the shadows, to pull you out of deception, and to set you firmly in the light of clarity. You believed there was still time. You told yourself, one more day, one more chance, everything will be fine. But today, the Lord declares that no more delay will be tolerated. What is being hidden from you, if it remains covered, will only grow into chains strong enough to bind your soul. This is why the veil must now be torn. Understand this clearly. You are not reading these words by accident. The hand of God Himself has guided you here. September 28 has been etched in the heavenly record as a turning point. Something invisible yet monumental has already taken place in the spirit, and it concerns you directly. In the dark, a secret meeting was held, a decision was made, and your name was spoken not in love, but in calculation. Archangel Michael has already been dispatched. He has not only stood watch, but has wept for you, not because you are weak, but because you have not yet recognized your true strength and divine identity. For too long you have walked under a veil, but heaven has decreed that it can no longer remain. The covering is being torn away, and the truth will break through. Chosen one, this is the trumpet blast of warning. This is the urgent hour. This is the day you cannot afford to ignore. Chosen one, do not scroll in silence. Declare it now. Write in the comments. 777. I receive the unveiling. I step into truth. I break every chain. Let your words be the seal that heaven records today, your public stand that you refuse delay, you embrace your divine identity, and you walk into the light of clarity without turning back. Chosen one, listen closely. The love you have carried in your heart has become a veil over your eyes. What you thought was devotion has been twisted into deception. What you believed was loyalty has, in fact, been a mask hiding betrayal. The one you cherish, the one you have prayed for, the one you have sacrificed your peace to protect behind closed doors, they have made choices that cut against your soul. You have seen the signs, haven't you? The delayed replies. The sudden coldness was covered by shallow excuses, the moments they pull away only to return with just enough affection to keep you hoping. This is not love, it is control. They are not protecting your heart, they are preserving their own lies. They fear losing what you give, not losing you. They love the reflection of themselves you have built up, but they have not cherished the you who suffers in silence. Understand this. Last night was not ordinary. While you hoped, while you worried, while you waited for their words, they were elsewhere. Conversations took place without your knowledge. Your name was spoken, not as a vow of love, but as a calculation in someone else's strategy. They said, don't tell them yet. Let's wait a little longer. They'll react emotionally, they'll ruin everything. And they thought you would never know. But heaven heard. The Lord who sees all has recorded every whisper. Archangel Michael himself stood in the shadows, sword in hand, and his tears fell because you still believe what is false. He has been at your side when you cried yourself to sleep, when you wrestled with the unease you could not explain, and he wept because your spirit already knows the truth, yet your heart has refused to accept it. Chosen one, this is not to destroy you. This revelation is your rescue. Your kindness has been mistaken for blindness, your forgiveness for weakness. You have carried a love so deep that they assumed you would never walk away. But the Almighty says enough. Heaven will not let this deception go unchallenged. The one you love has failed the test. They did not defend your name when it was mocked. They did not guard your place when decisions were made. Instead, they buried the truth under false smiles and empty embraces. Tonight, the veil tears. You will see not the face they show you, but the face they hide from the world. Do not be deceived any longer. What you thought was love has become poison. What you called hope has been nothing but a chain. But chains break under holy fire, and tonight the flames of heaven are burning away the lie. Chosen one, you are not alone in this battle. Do not let the silence of people convince you that heaven has been silent. For every tear you shed, every night you lay awake in confusion, Archangel Michael has been standing guard at your side. He has been sent as a warrior, not only to protect your life, but to expose the lies that surround you. Do you know why he weeps? He does not cry because you are weak. He cries because you still have not seen the strength that burns within you. He has watched you defend others while no one defended you. He has seen you fight for love while love was twisted against you. And in those moments, he has lifted his sword of fire not against you, but against the forces of deception that seek to chain your destiny. Archangel Michael has stood in your room more than once. He has whispered your name as you wept into your pillow. He has brushed past the shadows that lingered, pressing against your spirit with heaviness. And though you could not see him, your soul felt his presence. That sudden shiver down your spine, that strange moment when the air in the room felt different, that was heaven reminding you that you are guarded. But now, chosen one, Michael does more than guard. He intervenes. The time of silent protection has ended. This is the hour of divine exposure. The veil that has covered your eyes is being torn, and Michael's tears are turning into battle cries. He stands with you, not to fight your battles for you, but to ensure that no weapon of deception will prosper against you again. The one you love has tried to move in secrecy, but how can anyone hide from the flaming sword of the Archangel? How can whispers in the dark escape the ears of the Almighty? Every plot, every hidden meeting, every unspoken word has already been delivered to heaven's court. And now Michael comes as both witness and protector, ensuring that you will not be destroyed by what was meant to break you. Chosen one, hear this clearly. You are surrounded by divine protection. You may feel abandoned by people, but heaven's armies are on high alert for your sake. Michael does not weep for your downfall, he weeps for your awakening. For once your eyes see clearly, the enemy's schemes lose all their power. This is your covering, this is your shield, and this is why you will not fall, no matter how bitter the truth appears. Heaven has stationed warriors at your side, and tonight, Archangel Michael raises his voice. You are not defeated, you are defended. Chosen one, deep down, your spirit has been screaming the truth long before these words reached your eyes. Heaven has not left you without warning. The signs have been there, pressing against your soul, stirring your heart, and whispering to your spirit. You felt them, but you pushed them aside. You told yourself it was just fear, just overthinking, just imagination. But it was not. It was heaven shaking you awake. You remember those dreams, the ones that unsettled you. The strange images, the sudden faces, the conversations that didn't make sense at the time. You woke up restless, unable to shake the heaviness. That was not random. Those were prophetic signals, heaven's coded messages to your soul, alerting you that something was not right. And what about the unease in your chest? The sudden tightness when they didn't answer you, the sharp pang in your heart when they looked away too quickly. You laughed it off, told yourself not to be dramatic. Yet your spirit knew. Your body carried the tension of what your eyes could not see. Even the atmosphere around you testified. There were days when you walked into a room and the silence felt heavier than words. People shifted in their seats when your name came up. Smiles appeared forced, conversations cut short. That was not your imagination. That was the weight of secrets pressing against the air. Chosen one, God allowed you to feel this because he never leaves his children in the dark. He was whispering, but you wanted proof. You wanted something you could see with your own eyes. Yet proof in the natural is not greater than truth in the spirit. And your spirit has been right all along. Why do you think you doubted yourself so often? Why did you second-guess your own intuition? Because the enemy wanted you confused. The one you love has become skilled at distracting you, offering just enough affection to cover the distance, just enough words to cloud your clarity. That is why Archangel Michael wept because you were ignoring the very warning sent to save you. But hear this. You are not crazy. You are not paranoid. You are discerning. Every dream, every sudden wave of anxiety, every shift in their tone, those were holy alarms ringing inside you. Heaven has been speaking, and now the voice grows louder. Chosen one, the signs you felt were not random. They were preparing. And now that you finally see, no one can deceive you again. Chosen one, the hour of exposure has arrived. No more waiting, no more delaying, no more hiding in the shadows. Heaven has sounded the alarm, and the veil is being torn before your very eyes. What was whispered in secrecy will be declared in the open. What was hidden in darkness will be dragged into the light. And whether they confess willingly or by accident, the truth is about to confront you face to face. You must prepare yourself, because in the next span of hours, between 1 day and 3 days, heaven will orchestrate a divine collision between deception and revelation. It will not come softly. It will come suddenly, like a text message sent to the wrong person, a call answered by mistake, a slip of the tongue from someone who knows too much, or even the guilty tremor in their eyes when you ask the right question. Do not think this will be a coincidence. It is heaven's design. For too long, you have carried unanswered questions, second-guessing your own intuition, trying to silence the unease that lived in your chest. But now the Almighty declares, enough. The clock of exposure has struck. Chosen one, you must be ready. Because when it happens, your first instinct will be to collapse under the weight of betrayal. But you cannot fall here. You cannot allow the shock of truth to break you. This is not the end of you, it is the liberation of you. Last night was not just another night. It was a test, and they failed it. They failed to protect your name. They failed to guard your place. They failed to honor the covenant of love they pretended to keep. Instead, they chose convenience, secrecy, and calculation. And heaven will not allow you to remain bound to someone who mocks your loyalty in silence. Archangel Michael stands beside you now, not weeping but roaring. His sword glows with holy fire, not to destroy flesh, but to sever the chains of deception. He is heaven's witness, ensuring that no lie can live in the presence of divine truth. Chosen one, when the moment comes, your body will know it before your mind catches up. Your ears will ring, your stomach will tighten, your heart will pound with a heaviness you cannot explain. Do not ignore it. That is the Spirit of God, confirming what your soul has always suspected. And when the truth is revealed, remember this: you are not to chase revenge, nor crumble in despair. You are to stand. Because this unveiling is not punishment, it is protection. This heartbreak is not the end, it is the beginning of your freedom. The next 24 to 72 hours are holy. They are marked. They are sealed. Chosen one, the truth is coming, and when it arrives, you will finally breathe the air of clarity. What they tried to bury will become the very proof of who you are, guarded, chosen, and delivered. This is the moment of exposure. Stand firm. Heaven has spoken. Chosen one, hear this with all the weight of heaven. What is happening to you is not judgment to destroy you, but protection to preserve you. You may be tempted to see the unveiling of betrayal as a punishment, a cruel twist of fate that leaves you empty and broken. But the truth is far deeper and more sacred. God has intervened not to harm you, but to save you from a path that would have devoured your destiny. This revelation is not the hand of wrath. It is the hand of mercy stretched out to pull you from a snare you could not see. For too long, your kindness has been mistaken for blindness, your loyalty exploited as a shield for another's deception. You endured, you forgave, you gave chance after chance because your heart was pure. Yet purity does not mean naivety, and God never designed for your love to be abused. Every silent night when you questioned why your spirit felt restless, every prayer you whispered for clarity, every tear you shed in the dark, these were seeds of intercession that reached the throne of heaven. And now the answer has come, not in the form you wished for, but in the form you needed. This unveiling is heaven saying, "You cannot stay here. You cannot remain bound to this lie. You cannot keep drinking poison while calling it love." If the truth had not come forth, you would have continued sacrificing yourself on an altar that was never holy. You would have given more years, more prayers, more energy to someone who had no intention of giving you the same in return. God's protection sometimes looks like loss, but it is actually rescue. Sometimes it feels like heartbreak, but it is actually a new beginning. Sometimes it feels like rejection, but it is actually redirection into the arms of your true calling. Chosen one, think of Joseph when his brothers sold him into slavery. To the natural eye, it looked like betrayal, like abandonment, like a cruel punishment. Yet behind the curtain of pain, it was divine orchestration. Joseph himself later said, "What you meant for evil, God meant for good." In the same way, what they plotted in the shadows will not destroy you. It will propel you into the light. Heaven is using the very thing that wounded you as the doorway into the next chapter of your destiny. Do not despise the exposure, for it is your shield. Do not curse the tears, for they are cleansing your vision. Do not mistake the silence of goodbye for emptiness, for it is making room for what is holy, ordained, and true. This is not about losing someone. It is about gaining clarity, peace, and alignment with heaven's design. Protection always comes with a cost, but that cost is nothing compared to the destruction you have been spared. Chosen one, your heartbreak is not wasted. Your tears are not wasted. Even this pain is not wasted. It is being transformed into strength, into wisdom, into a shield of discernment that no deception will ever pierce again. What you face today is not the end. It is heaven proving once and for all that you are too valuable to remain in chains. This is protection, not punishment. Chosen one, every ending ordained by heaven carries within it the seed of a new beginning. When God closes one door, he never leaves you standing in the hallway of despair. He prepares another door, one that leads not to bondage but to freedom, not to deception but to truth, not to counterfeit love, but to covenant love. What you are losing now is not a treasure, it is a chain. What you are gaining is not a replacement of equal measure, it is a divine substitution, holy and carefully chosen for your destiny. The one who betrayed you thought they could silence your future. They believed you would always remain under their control, mistaking your loyalty for weakness. But heaven has overturned their schemes, and in the overturning, a new chapter is being written. God will not leave you empty-handed. He will not leave you wandering without purpose. Instead, he is preparing someone who will not play with your heart, someone who will not manipulate your kindness, someone who will not wear a mask of love while hiding betrayal. This new presence in your life will be aligned with your calling, your spirit, and your future. Think about it. All this time, you have been pouring yourself out into a vessel full of cracks, trying to keep it together, only for the water of your love to keep leaking away. But heaven is replacing that vessel with one that can hold, protect, and value what you carry. You will not have to beg to be understood, nor plead to be respected, nor fight to be prioritized. The new one will recognize your worth immediately, because they have been prepared by God to see what others overlooked. Chosen one, do not be afraid of this exchange. What feels like subtraction is actually multiplication. The closing of this chapter is not your downfall, but your preservation. God always works by divine order. He removes the false before he introduces the true. He breaks the counterfeit before he releases the authentic. If the mask had not been torn off, you would have never had room to receive what is real. Remember Ruth after she lost everything, her husband, her security, her place in the world. To others, her story looked finished. Yet God was orchestrating a divine substitution. Through her obedience and faith, she was aligned with Boaz, a man of honor, provision, and covenant. Ruth's story is not just history, it is prophecy for you. What you think is an ending is actually the preparation for a greater union, one that will not only restore, but elevate you. Chosen one, heaven declares, you will not be left in ruins. The same God who allowed this exposure has already prepared the answer. A person is coming who will see your soul, not just your surface, who will guard your heart, not gamble with it, who will love you with truth, not with manipulation. This is the promise of divine substitution. One chapter closes so that a greater one can begin. You are not losing. You are being repositioned. Chosen one, the moment of truth is not only about what is shown, it is about how you respond. Heaven is not merely exposing deception for the sake of exposure. Heaven is testing your obedience in how you move once the mask has fallen. This is the crossroads of your destiny. How you act in these next moments will determine how quickly you step into the new chapter already written for you. When the revelation comes, your heart will want to collapse. The pain will tempt you to rage, to demand answers, to fight for explanations that will never satisfy. But heaven warns you, do not waste your breath chasing apologies that cannot heal you. Do not lose your peace by demanding clarity from those who have already shown you their true intentions. What they did in the shadows has already condemned their actions. What you must do now is rise. Do not seek revenge. Do not attempt to win by proving yourself right. Remember, vindication belongs to God. Your silence will be louder than any argument, your composure more powerful than any accusation. The same lips that whispered against you will one day tremble when they see the blessing that follows you. To answer every lie would only keep you chained to the lie itself. To stay quiet and steady is to walk in the strength of heaven. Your first step must be separation. Do not remain entangled in what God has already cut away. Do not cling to a hand that has released you in secret. This does not mean you harden your heart in hatred, but it does mean you refuse to keep giving yourself to someone who has proven unworthy of your trust. Forgive, yes, but forgiving does not mean staying bound. Forgiveness sets your spirit free, but wisdom protects your future. The second step is prayer. Not the routine kind you have prayed before, but a desperate, honest cry from the depths of your soul. Let your tears fall if they must, let your voice tremble if it must, but open yourself completely before God. This is how you exchange pain for peace, confusion for clarity, and betrayal for breakthrough. Heaven has already positioned angels at your side. Your prayer aligns you with the power they carry. The third step is preparation. Do not stand frozen at the ruins of what has fallen. Begin to prepare yourself for the door that is opening. Cleanse your heart of bitterness. Strip away the residue of lies, and clothe yourself in discernment. Because when the new arrives, you must be ready to recognize it, not compare it with the old, not sabotage it with suspicion, but embrace it with wisdom and strength. Chosen one, the call to action is clear. Do not collapse, do not cling, do not delay. Rise, forgive, pray, and prepare. The truth has been revealed to free you, not to bury you. Your next move must be forward, because heaven is waiting on your obedience. Chosen one, now the final word must be spoken. All the revelations, all the warnings, all the tears and signs have led to this moment, not to leave you broken, but to remind you of who you truly are. You are not defined by betrayal. You are not reduced by loss. You are not marked by the failure of others. You are defined by the call of heaven, sealed by divine authority, and set apart as one chosen for a greater destiny. The enemy wanted you to believe that you were forgotten, discarded, and easy to manipulate. That is why they tried to cloud your vision, weaken your faith, and chain you to relationships built on lies. But heaven has declared otherwise. You are not forgotten, you are appointed. You are not discarded, you are protected. You are not weak, you are armed with strength. The world cannot comprehend. Look back for a moment. Every season of pain you endured, every night of tears, every unanswered prayer, none of it was wasted. It was shaping you, refining you, building within you a resilience that cannot be shaken. The betrayal you face now is not the first fire you've walked through, and it will not be the last. But each time, you emerged stronger, wiser, and more radiant with the mark of heaven on your life. That mark is what distinguishes you from the crowd. That mark is why Archangel Michael himself was dispatched for your protection. That mark is why the enemy could not destroy you, even when you felt closest to collapse. Chosen one, hear this clearly. You are royal, not in the way the world defines royalty, with crowns of gold and thrones of stone, but in the eternal sense you are a child of the Most High, clothed in dignity, surrounded by the armies of heaven, and written into a destiny far greater than the lies that tried to bind you. The crown you carry cannot be stolen by betrayal. The throne assigned to you cannot be usurped by deceit. The inheritance waiting for you cannot be cancelled by human failure. This is why the unveiling of truth had to happen. Heaven could not allow you to step into your next season carrying the weight of counterfeit love. You cannot build a future on lies. You cannot fulfill your divine assignment while chained to deception. And so, God tore the veil, not to wound you, but to position you. He closed the wrong door to open the right one. He removed what was false to replace it with what is true. He allowed the storm not to drown you, but to deliver you to the shore you were destined for. Now, you stand at the threshold of a new season. You will not walk into it as a victim, you will walk into it as a victor. You will not limp into it with despair, you will stride into it with authority. You will not carry chains, you will carry keys. Heaven is handing you access to peace, to clarity, to authentic love, to destiny fulfilled. Chosen one, the world may never understand the depth of what you've endured, but heaven knows. Heaven saw every secret conversation where your name was misused. Heaven heard every whisper spoken against you. Heaven counted every tear that fell when no one else noticed, and heaven has answered. Today, your identity is sealed again, not by the lies of man, but by the truth of God. You are chosen, you are called, you are guarded, and you are destined. Do not look back with regret. Do not stare at the ruins of what has fallen. Lift your head, because your redemption has drawn near. Lift your eyes, because the horizon is bright with promise. Lift your heart, because the one who called you will finish what he started. This is not the end. It is the unveiling of who you always were. Chosen one, remember this. No betrayal can erase your calling. No lie can cancel your destiny. No weapon can prosper against you. The exposure you faced is heaven's final confirmation that you are too precious to be deceived, too valuable to be wasted, too chosen to be hidden. The chapter of lies is closed. The season of clarity has begun. Step forward. Your crown is waiting.